What I would say to everybody in this room is if you want freedom, if you want liberty, if you want to live your finest life, you're going to need economic power. You need physical power, you need political power, but you need economic power. Bitcoin represents economic armor. When you put on the suit of armor, then no mayor, no government, no collectivist, no socialist can debank you. They can't take your money away. They can't impoverish you. Just like a gun is a deterrent, Bitcoin is a deterrent, because if you have wealth in Bitcoin, you have the option to move it to any jurisdiction, and you can keep it, and no one can take it away from you via force of violence, no matter where you are on Earth. And so Satoshi gave us an opportunity. I hope I intrigue all of you with the opportunity, and you go do the research and determine for yourself how you benefit from it. But I just leave you with the thought that Bitcoin is economic armor.
You have, Michael. Thank you. God willing,
Welcome back to the channel. I hope you enjoyed that clip from Saylor. I have a clip at the end I want to share with you as well. Make sure to stay tuned for that. We're going to be getting into some Bitcoin MicroStrategy updates. And as you can see right here from this post, strategy is officially cheap. As measured by MNAV, the current 1.8x is below the historical average of 1.87x. So we're now below $300. We closed on Friday at $299.69. This is a potential buy the dip opportunity. I got into some more strategy at low 300s. So this could be a great buy the dip opportunity. There's some fear in the market. Going to be talking about that in today's video as well. But you can see there's still a lot of demand for MSTR. You can see over here on TradingView, these are the most actively traded US stocks. MSTR coming in down here at 5.37 billion. And if you compare this to the other companies that's up here trading with, you can see these are trillion-dollar companies outside of Supermicro Computer. They actually have some pretty good volume as well. But these are trillion-dollar companies that MSTR is up here trading with. And you can see they were down 7%. The market had a pretty big sell-off on Friday. There was a $927 billion was wiped out from the U.S. stock market just on Friday. It was the worst day of 2025. That's about 10 MSTRs in market cap value there. So a potential buy the dip opportunity at $299. If you need somewhere to trade strategy, you can do that on MooMoo with our affiliate link. You sign up, you get 30 free stocks valued up to $2,000 each per stock. Make sure to check that out if you guys haven't already. And then from Tom Lee, he's saying the market sell-off is a buying opportunity. So we know Tom Lee is bullish on Bitcoin. He's very, very bullish on MSTR. And he's saying right now is a buying opportunity in the market. And then to get into some other news, we had the huge Bybit hack. $1.4 billion of Ethereum was hacked from Bybit, the largest recorded cryptocurrency heist of all time. And this was a North Korean group that actually did this hack. But it's really interesting. They took Ethereum, and we know that Bitcoin, this could not have happened to. Because of how Ethereum smart contracts work, they were able to manipulate the smart contracts, and that's how they were able to get the Ethereum. Now with Bitcoin, according to Carl Menger here, he's saying that Bitcoin, this could not have happened to. And that's actually reassuring that BTC is a little bit more secure than Ethereum when it comes to hacking smart contracts. And then one thing I want to talk about here are the Bitcoin spot ETF flows. When the ETF flows slow down, when we get into these periods of red, Bitcoin tends to trade sideways. As you can see in this little period right here, Bitcoin was trading from around 67,000 to around 70,000, kind of in a range between 63 and 70 when the ETFs were outflowing. And then you can see here the ETFs outflowed for about a week and Bitcoin traded down. Another area of ETF outflows and Bitcoin went sideways. Right now, we have seen outflows since late December. In early January, they picked back up, but you can see as soon as those ETF flows pick back up, that's when we start to see Bitcoin go back up. Right now, we're seeing ETF outflows, and Bitcoin is stable. So what I think needs to happen for Bitcoin to have the next leg up, we need to see more ETF flows like we saw back here in October and November. If we see that, Bitcoin's price is probably gonna go up. But the reason why these outflows are happening and why these ETFs get stagnant is because of the traditional finance data. Every single time we see CPI come in hot or we see the jobs numbers come in bad, the traditional finance folks get a little spooked and they stop buying BTC, which leads to some stagnation in the price. So if we start to see these CPI fears go away, these fears of runoff inflation, we see CPI come down, we see the jobs numbers come in good, we could see renewed optimism in the traditional markets, which would probably lead to more inflows into these ETFs, which would cause Bitcoin go up to its next level. And if you go back and look at when there was fear in the market, when CPI was up, when jobs numbers were not doing so well, the ETFs got stagnant every single time. And then when there is exuberance in the market, when everything seems like it was going to go away, in November, there was huge inflows. So I think that's going to be the next leg up for BTC once we finally see some reassurance in the traditional markets, once we finally see the macroeconomic data looking good to the traditional finance investors. I think that's where we're going to see the next leg up for BTC. Bitcoin is becoming more institutionalized, is becoming more of a traditional asset than it ever has been before. And it depends on the outlook of the entire market now. And also in the reverse, if we start to see worse macroeconomic data, CPI comes in very hot, people have more inflation fears, we'll see some panic in these ETFs and they'll start to sell off. Bitcoin's price could go down. Like I said, nothing I say is financial advice. And feel free to disagree with me in the comment section below if you don't agree with that. But this is why I think Bitcoin price has been stagnating here recently. And then some other news here. We have BitDeer. They picked up an additional 28 Bitcoin. They now hold 861 Bitcoin. So they're continuing to stack more BTC. Good to see there. And then just an update here on the Bitcoin laws. Strategic Bitcoin reserve race for these states. We have Utah. They are in Chamber 2. If that is passed, if this is passed, Utah will be the first state to put Bitcoin as a strategic reserve asset for the state. This would be a huge sign for the entire Bitcoin reserve race, because if one state does it, the other states are more likely to pass these bills. So we'll see what happens there. But we have Iowa with another bill here for the Bitcoin strategic reserve. Some of these states even have 2 bills. So that is really good to see there. But we'll keep you guys up to date in our future videos with all these states, how they progress, which ones get denied, which ones potentially get passed. We'll keep you up to date with all of that. Here's a clip from Peter Thiel that I wanted to share with you guys. Make sure to check this one out. Watch it to the end. Like the video if you found any value. Subscribe. We have new content coming out every single day. I really appreciate you watching all the way to the end. I'm out. I'll see you guys in the next one. Let's go ahead and check out this video.
Tech stagnation is that when something does happen, we don't even know how to process it. So, I think Bitcoin was a big invention. We can debate whether it was good or bad, but it was a pretty big deal. And it was systematically underestimated for at least, the first 10, 11 years. You could trade it. It went up smoothly for 10, 11 years. It didn't get repriced all at once because we're in a world where nothing big ever happens. And so we have no way of processing it when something pretty big happens. The internet was pretty big in 99. Bitcoin was moderately big. The internet was really big. Bitcoin was moderately big. And I'd say passing the Turing test is really big. It's on the same scale as the internet.